Appreciate everybody to be here. I'll call this meeting to order. Jeremy, roll call.
Susan Bradford.
Here.
Kay Decker.
Here.
Jeremy Eaton. Bo Hannaford.
Here.
Kel Leeper.
Here.
Randy McMurphy.
Here.
Becky Sept.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum, and like I said, Jeremy will be here shortly. You can just add him to the minutes when he gets in. Item 3, approval of minutes for June 14th, 2022 regular meeting. Got a chance to look at that. If you want to look over, I would accept a motion to approve the minutes.
President, I move we approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Jack, second by Randy. Oh, Jeremy, good. Any questions, corrections? Hearing none, roll call.
Bradford.
Yes.
Decker.
Yes.
Eaton.
Yes.
Hannaford.
Yes.
Leeper.
Yes.
McMurphy.
Yes.
Sept.
Yes.
Okay, motion's passed. Item number 4, approval of financials to June 1st, 2022 to August 31st, 2022. Jeremy, you want to walk us through any of that? See that last, second and third page, and
Just so everybody's aware, I did just get access to the financials, so I do have the ability to pull this information now. The only thing, everything appeared to fall in place fine. The only thing that is something to be looked at was the pledges. We are at the end of the fiscal year was August 31st, and so September 1st was when starting the new fiscal year. There are some donor pledges that have not been fulfilled, and I have letters or invoices, statements to send out, but if there is any help that could be towards getting these people. As you can see, in some cases like Bank Central, there is $5,250. There is also, I believe, a Community Bank. There is 3,000 showing there. So, like I said, any help to get them to do the amount that they had stated, because then we're going to have to just turn around and invoice again. Here, it looks like, from what I've seen, October is when those invoices go out.
but the October one would be for this
This
next upcoming fiscal
right,
year.
correct. So these are the ones that have fallen behind. So I don't know how you want to handle those as a committee.
So how much we got? One, let's see, that one.
I can handle one of the people on the list.
Which one do you want to take?
Myself, that's all right.
Oh, okay. That's always a good one.
Yeah, I'm good.
I can reach out to community.
I also have an invoice that's printed off for them. There is somebody apparently new at Bank
Yeah, they have a new
Central.
CEO.
So,
And if I remember, I thought there was a report before our last director left that with those changes, they were not probably going to be able to meet.
Right.
Yeah.
But with the new CEO, I think,
At least be worth reaching out.
yeah, Jeremy, I think if you maybe go visit with them and take a hand carry an invitation to the donor dinner, that might be a good strategy to,
so do you know the name of someone said they believe
I
the
saw
last name
that.
is
Like
Mariano.
Mariotti or something like that.
Marciano or something like that. yeah.
Michael Mariano.
Mariano, there you go.
Okay.
Thank you, Mary.
Close. Yeah.
And do you can give me that deal for community, I'll try to look at it.
Okay.
Those are the only two it looks like, besides, are the ones that have, well, like Pioneer, I'm assuming they've kind of been sporadic each year.
Yeah, it appears that it's a 250 that's normally given, but as you can see, it has been sporadic. That they gave last year 250 for the 20 to 21, but nothing at this point in time.
ONG should be, they've got the franchise for Alba, so they need to be doing more. They didn't do anything the last couple of years.
Bank Central, he's gonna do community, I'll do.
Jeremy, I'll take care of ours and Winoka Industrial Authority, and I'll check with Charlene.
Well, we'll go.
No, we did, what's the deal there, do we know?
So Noeda, from my understanding, I didn't quite understand that. Sonia was going to explain a little bit more, but it's almost like they have funds that are there and you ask and you receive. And on the normal basis, it is 20,000. That was, but for example, she said the 40,000 was given for that particular time because they were looking into getting some additional help, like an assistant. That didn't, I guess, take place, but they received those funds anyway. So I don't know, you all probably are more familiar with how the Noeda.
I think you need to go to one of their meetings.
They
Okay.
have an executive board meeting next week.
I won't be in town.
I think that was the amount that we were expecting on this year, they just had got it.
Well, Sonia said that if the normal that's received from them is about 20,000.
But I think Dr. Decker's right, it'd still be good for you to go to the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the financials from June 1st to August 31st?
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Randy. Roll call?
Bradford,
Yes.
Decker,
Yes.
Ethan,
Yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Leeper,
Yes.
McMurphy,
Yes.
Steph.
Yes. Okay, agenda number 5, update discussion, possible action regarding some of the goals of our activities with A, the donor dinner, and B, the website. Jeremy?
What I really had just printed in regards of the goals and objectives for the staff. Well, actually, that'll be coming up on the next one. Okay, so for donor dinner itself, if you see in front of you, we've just kind of created the annual reception. I guess we're calling it donor dinner and the annual reception, if that's fine with everybody. If no one has any objections with that. I do have the guest speaker. She's confirmed. I have the building is confirmed. They will provide table and chairs. They will provide a screen, possibly a screen. They haven't looked at it, so they don't know if it's still working. But I wanted to see if the technology center has anything that we can use as far as projector.
Multimedia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the media.
Yep, just give it a Greg.
Okay. I figured that would be good there. We need to have something on the decorations, if there are any tablecloths, just the centerpieces, things like that. And
Why are you looking at me?
looking at you because you're kind of also have been discussing about this. So Kay also had reached out to the museums, and they're going to have displays.
Each museum will have, each community museum will have a table display for people to look at that evening, and it also helps to, I think, share that common thread with everybody, so they're excited about it.
Yeah, and but not as the centerpieces or anything of the table, so that is something that's still needed. We have reached out and got confirmation for the caterer, which is Sid Sterling, and we need to just reach out again to kind of get a price on how much it'll cost. We also have with the bowl, they will be the cash bar at this particular event. I'm trying to think, with the exception of, I have the invitations, I need just really a list from everybody to let me know who we want to invite to this particular. It is going to be limited. I believe we looked at about 150 people is max, but maybe more comfortable would be around 120 to 130. But also keep in mind, whoever is being invited, their spouse will also attend. So we're really looking at about 60 individual type of invites towards businesses and potential businesses who may want to be donors moving forward. So a list would be great. I have what is on.
I was going to say, we're working off this list first.
That list first, yes. That would be the first ones to invite. And also, with that list, if there's multiple people that need to be invited, in a lot of cases, it's just going to be one individual. But for banks, if you feel that we need to also invite this person and this person, I'll need to know that, because I just have like an individual contact for most of these particular places. And then any that you feel that should be invited, as well as just not businesses, but individuals that, like Charlene Bixler, for example, that would be somebody to invite that are not pledges right now at this time. Those are the suggestions. I don't know how you wanted to distribute the list or anything. I'm happy to reach out to the ones that I know, but would like to compile the list so we can see who our 60 are that we invite.
Do we have something in writing that we're sending them, or how are we doing the invites?
The invite would be basically
Smaller
what we
version
have.
of this?
Yeah, an electronic version is available. We can also do a mailer if need be. I would think if you can electronically have it submitted, that just saves on mailing costs. So I would prefer to go the more present day method of doing it, but also mailers is an option. And the other portion that I plan to have is some sort of, I guess, a report, or maybe even just a little flyer for each individual that shows up of what we do. So that would be something that I'll be printing off. And also just not just what we do, but what we can do for them. Some of the free services that they may not be aware of. I would create some sort of piece for that. I also wanted to ask if anybody has suggestions in regards of having something during the reception itself. What we have is starting at 6, and then at 7 would be the dinner. So perhaps during 6 to 7, do we have anything that is available that we would want to take advantage of that group of people being there, such as a survey or questionnaire that they could do or fill out? You could have something in regard, I don't know about an actual SWOT analysis type thing, but we could have something up with like, what do you feel the strengths are in Woods County? What are the weaknesses? It's just a good opportunity to take advantage of those people there in the room at that time. Or do we want to say, no, not this time around. We'll just keep it as a cash bar and maybe look at that perhaps the next next time
Were you
around.
gonna do like a loop-to-loop PowerPoint though that could be going
Yeah, we
during
can,
that time?
we can have a PowerPoint that's just a continuation. That would be fine. Are there any suggestions or,
I just have a question about the invitation here, where it says to RSVP to you. Do you need to have a date there, a by date or anything? Like, when do you want to have a list of who's coming?
I think probably a date would be good, but we would have to probably talk to the paper first to see when their deadline date is. That would be my guess. So I'll reach out to the paper and see.
Unless anybody has any other suggestions, I would think if you can, I don't care how you want to, if you want to mail these that we know we've kind of have established. I've got 3 people that I think ought to be coming, so I think what I would suggest is anybody has that, you reach out to them, see if they can come, get that list to Jeremy then as soon as we can. And then I guess kind of see at some point, probably by the end of, well, probably here in about the next week, we'll see where our numbers are at. Anybody have any other thoughts or ideas on that?
Would you like me to go ahead and just send out the invites, electronically, as they come in, for the ones we definitely know?
I would.
I was thinking the sooner the better would probably be the case, yeah.
Yeah,
Unless they get on.
Basically the donor.
the
Yeah.
October calendar is filling up pretty quick already, so
Right.
I don't want anybody to schedule something on top of this.
Well, the bad thing, I just looked and
It's already getting full.
that's one of the concert series.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it
I've got it on
is.
my calendar.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'll call mine and get those to you by probably the first of next week.
Okay.
And then I would tell you, if you have any problems, I guess, with any of these, send emails out and
Yeah.
and we'll try to help. But I think, definitely need to have that out now. Okay, anything else on donor dinner?
Was there any suggestions in regards of having something during the reception, or just keep it as cash bar, day network?
I like the idea, but I don't know exactly what it's a good idea to get information like that.
Also, I was going to ask, do we want to have some sort of pledge membership or, donor card for them to fill out, or do we want to?
I think it would be good.
Okay.
I think we've had something like that at the tables to where, as you're doing this is what we've done, and we'd ask you now to, this could save you a lot of time of
Yep.
going around to all the people anyways.
Okay.
I think you keep it pretty simple, what we've done, what we want to do, the guest speaker,
Mhm.
and just saying this is a thank you and appreciation of what you guys have done.
Yeah. That's what my plan was, just kind of the what we've done part, maybe
Or what we are doing, or,
highlight some little things, but since it's kind of, I
Yes.
started in June, just inform them of the free statistics that, I'm going to end it with, when I speak, I'm going to end it with what the free statistics and the price that normally would cost the business, the value that they're getting out of that. I will also talk about some of the additional things that I have done and can do for just businesses in general. But once I give those statistics information, then Christy can really segue into that and show what these statistics can do for them. So that was my plan. And then after that, did anybody want to speak beforehand, before I do?
Do what now? Say that again?
Does anybody want to speak before, or do you want someone to speak before I speak?
Well,
like an introduction, like. would
Bo,
you-
don't you
Yeah,
wanna-
if you want me to do kind of, I could do kind of a thank you and then
Right.
obviously introduce you as the new economic development director. That'd be,
Okay, yeah, let's do it that way
Okay.
then.
I do like the opportunity though, Jeremy, that you present something out there to them, whether it be an opportunity to go on our website and to introduce an idea that they'd like to see from the Economic Development Committee, or whether they write something down. I still think that needs to be introduced, whether you say we want your suggestions, we want to work for you. Because this is something too, again, if we don't get them there, we may not see them again for another year.
Yeah, I thought of possibly, maybe if we have a piece of an annual type report, like a one-pager, maybe at the bottom I have a survey link or a QR that it could be just a simple 5-question thing that they can take on their phone. And right there, I would explain that in my particular
I
report
think that'd
as
be
well.
really good. Keep it simple.
Yep,
Another deal wouldn't be too bad is a thank you for him to come, just a generic one.
Yes.
Over the internet and have them give them an opportunity to say, what could we help you with that thank you for coming? The ones that have been there, that way it doesn't have to happen during this deal. They could go home and think about it.
I think those suggestions are good. That could be really good, give them an opportunity to input.
But I think a follow-up thank you for coming would be a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be even just like a sign-in sheet just to get name and email and a
Yes,
phone number or
yes.
something, yeah. What company they're with. Any other suggestions? Okay, any updates on the website?
The website, as far as it in general, I mean, it's there, but been working with getting some pictures that are local pictures. I'm going to work with that. When we discussed budget, some ideas have been thrown of possibly getting someone, and the client's name was thrown out there. You and I have discussed a possible intern opportunity to kind of come up with not just material, but maybe even just pieces for us to have that explains Woods County Economic Development Committee a little bit more. And then other options that I've looked into was more there's a person that I've talked with who does web development, but they do it more of all those words that I'm not really familiar with, algorithms and getting people to come to the site and how to do that. As a start of something like that, that's a little bit more of an expense, and then an upkeep is cheaper on a monthly basis. But I would think for right now, us trying to get this website, I want to create a library on their resources, be able to have something for each particular community that points out what their strengths are and kind of their quality of life also, and then the overall general part. That would be the finale of it, being able to break it into specifics like that. I do have the material now that we could create the library with the data. So we're talking demographic information. OG&E does provide that, so that's why we do have Christie. And those are just good pieces that have demographics, perhaps consumer spending in the area themselves. But
we've got resources for tourism development that we could tap and add to that resource library.
right, I also would like to build on what is available, properties that we have, of course, the Winoka incubator that would be one. I just getting that statistics and that data and the specs for that's where the fall, I would like to start pushing that out more, and I would like to, October 11th, just kind of have something where they can go to and see, and perhaps we can build that resource library, at least at the start, for them to see that information, since Christy will be talking about it. So that would be a good launch time for that particular portion of the website, and then just build on it from there.
So were you thinking about like maybe having somebody like Emma do a monthly newsletter from the County Economic Development?
I personally would like for somebody who can tackle the whole social media aspect. I mean, I want to see what other economic developers are doing, and yeah, I've seen some of them will tackle the Facebook portions, or even TikTok and things like that, that are just pieces that a lot of other people use in social media. So I don't have the experience with TikTok, definitely. I don't know what you would use that for, but a lot of businesses are using it. For our purpose, I would think Facebook would be another good platform, and just kind of have somebody to do an upkeep from there. And I know that with a lot of these, you can post on one and it'll post to all the others. So if we do have somebody like Emma to create a piece, maybe once a month, something. I've been putting out there just articles as they come across that are economic development related, but they are more on the how to make your business successful, things like that. With Christmas coming up, if I get something that REI would have and I get their permission, I would put something like that out there. But I've only really done a couple of this particular point in time, because I'm just trying to get a feel of how this website works. And another thing I want to bring up about the website is we pay, if you want to look, I don't know if, I think it's $3,600. Yeah, it will be $3,600. In our budget, we have like 5,000, I believe, that's reserved. Okay, yeah, here's the budget. Yeah, so 5,000 is reserved for website. 3,600 of that is for this daily tracker. The daily tracker has not produced much at all, and I think at this point in time, and I have talked to the Marketing Alliance group who does the website, we can turn that off. We don't have to pay the $3,600. And if we feel at any time that we would like to start tracking daily stats of who's visiting the website, then we can go into a month-by-month basis at $300 a month. But I don't think paying the $3,600 right now is a wise decision. But that would be whatever you all feel.
Is the tracker the one that gives us like how many hits we've had?
Yes. And it says who hits. Over the last month, I've been looking at them every single day, and with the exception of myself, hitting this like one time in Switzerland, one time was in, I believe it was Washington, which made me believe it was whoever the people were that came from Seattle. There has not been anything.
So would we just end that paying the amount of months that we've used it so far, and then?
They already, I think they paid $3,600, and I believe it's coming, yeah, it was an upfront,
Okay.
and I believe the bill has, I think it's what I just got, to be honest. And then they have like an additional charge of a small amount, like $400, $500, that I think is more of the upkeep
Annual?
portion. Yeah, annual. And so I had sent him an email about that $3,600. Another thing that's very weird, I've not seen this before, but there is no agreement we have with them at all. There was nothing that was ever signed. I asked him, what contract or agreement they had, it's like there was never really one that was done. They designed this thing, they built it, they sent an invoice, they were paid, and then this 3,600 is an annual fee as well as whatever that upkeep. So that's where that website's at. I don't, normally I would see a contract on something like that. They said there was never one, so I wanted to share that.
I think we need to have something in writing.
Well, I'll go back, I've got the original contract that was signed. But
We need,
Yeah, the person, the contact that I have with them specifically says they never had an actual signed contract or agreement in place. So
okay.
if you could, and you're able to find it, that would be
I think I still have that, I think I put it in my folder, so.
yeah.
Do I have, on his suggestion, would I have a motion to end the $3,600 for the tracker?
I move that we stop the tracker situation for the time being.
Okay, I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion or questions? Okay, roll call?
Bradford,
Yes.
Decker,
Yes.
Keaton,
Yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Lieber,
Yes.
McMurphy.
Yes.
Okay. 6, discussion possible action regarding the goals and objectives for FY '23. Jeremy, did you get anything sent in from anybody on that, or?
No.
When did we get something?
Well, no, there was the original email about, no, might have been actually just the time we got it sent to,
I don't recall.
did you send anything, questions about objectives or anything?
Yeah, the only thing I sent when I sent the packet out was that I didn't see
Okay, that's what it was.
actual list that was given, so the job description I did submit to you all just to kind of look at what that one said, yeah.
So typically on items 6, 7, and 8, then I'll suggest that if you have a specific objective or goal that you believe our economic development director should be working on, let's get that in for the next, to get approved for the next meeting. And then we can work on 7 and 8 as well.
Maybe between the ideas generated at the donor dinner and we could have a pretty good.
Yep. Okay, moving on then, we'll go to agenda item 9, approve the meeting dates of the 2023 calendar, and that's on the very back. So it'll be March 14th, June 13th, September 12th, and December 12th. Any discussions or questions on the calendar?
We are going to meet between now and March?
Yeah, we still have one meeting in December. This
Oh,
December.
okay.
This is just for next calendar year.
Oh, okay.
Hearing none, do I have approval for the calendar for 2023?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Jeremy, a second by Dr. Decker. Any questions? Roll call?
Bradford,
Yes.
Decker,
Yes.
Keaton,
Yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Lieber,
Yes.
McMurphy.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Thank you on that. 10, any WCIDA industrial development update, Jeremy?
I just had the meeting there this morning, and really just with the exception of the West Lakes Drive building that they have there, there's some repair that's needed in the plumbing. It could get a little costly going on for that one. But we are not aware of what that cost would be yet, but the water has to be, it's tied to the red brick building that's there. So that's something that was brought up. Um, Anything else that really, not really much, right, Randy? Yeah.
Okay, how about agenda item 11, the NWA?
With them, I am next week going to the Economic Development Conference that is in Oklahoma City, and I am going to that because I had applied for the scholarship that was with NWOA and was approved.
Yep.
So because of that, normally it's about 12 to 1,300.
Yeah.
I think it's like $12.99 is the fee to get into that. So they're covering that part, and on our end, we have to just cover the hotel and food and gas there.
Which I think is a good deal, and I appreciate you applying for the scholarship.
As well, one thing with that scholarship, I am to type just kind of an essay back to them, but I type a lot of notes. So what I had stated earlier with County Industrial Development Authority, I will look at all my notes. If I see there's anything that this group would be interested in, I'll highlight it and I'll send that when I return back from everything. So just be on the lookout.
Teeny tiny town summit, is that a part of it or is that a different deal?
That's completely different.
And when is that?
That is sometime in October.
That's why I thought that was coming up.
I have not signed up for it yet, but I plan to. However, the very following day after the IEDC conference is the tourism summit, and I will go to that. And the following day after that, I'm actually going to have film-friendly communities is through now Department of Commerce. It used to be tourism, but I've talked to a couple of people, groups at communities, Oakmulgee in particular, that has been a part of that, and they said that the sales tax increase has been great. They've been able to get projects that have come into their town. They have a TV series that's on Netflix that's in their third season.
Res Dogs is filmed
Yeah.
in Oakmulgee.
Oakmulgee.
Which one?
Res Dogs,
Really?
yeah, it's popular culture.
And so it's just a great opportunity. I thought with the area that we're in, there's a lot that would attract someone who's doing film, television, just fantastic opportunities everywhere from Freedom, Winoka, just the landscaping alone is worth it. University, just readily available, and then boom, you drive down, you have sand dunes if you want. So I just thought it was a great opportunity. And the person that I have this meeting with, who's in charge of it, seems rather excited that we are interested. So I'm not sure if it's a county basis, if we can enter it that way, or if we can enter it as individual communities, but we'll find out.
Good.
Osage County generated in the millions from
Yeah.
killers of the farmland in terms of sales tax generation, so.
And I kind of already segued into number 12 with
So I'll
what
continue then, yeah.
I'm doing. So myself and Dr. Decker have been on a call with the state Main Street staff. I used to obviously be with them about getting Woods County in the Main Street program at their lowest network level is what it is. Basically what that would give us is just resource opportunity. They would pay the first year of the national dues that's there with the national Main Street group. I think it's about $300-400. When talking to the communities themselves, I have talked to Mayor Bradford and the other mayors there. They were all interested in having this opportunity, and it does not require an additional person to be hired as a director with their staff. Their associate level is sometimes it varies, but and then their designated level, you do have to have a full-time employee hired on. But in this particular case, at the start, they would need, their requirement was a point of contact.
Right.
And that could be me at the start. They offer their trainings, so anybody in the communities can get that. But I thought it may also be a good chance to perhaps have the chambers be able to interact with one another. And there's a lot of just what the purpose of Main Street. For those who don't know, it is more of a downtown revitalization effort. They do have that historic preservation of the buildings aspect, but they do go off of 4 points. Their 4 points is organization, promotion, design, and economic vitality is what they call it, but it's really economic development by IRS standards. You can't use the term economic development if you're a 501c3. There was not anything that stated that we would have to be a nonprofit entity. I think it was just...
Not at the network level.
Yeah, not at the network level, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. It really is just a great opportunity, one, for the networking options. So, just if you say, we're looking at benches, what's the best place, who's the design, we can go out and get that resource and that information. But the second part that I like about it is, especially if we go in as a county, the PR opportunity that's there, just free. So I thought those were good opportunities for this area to just kind of get themselves, because I think what we do have, Woodward is a Main Street program, Guyman is a Main Street program, Cherokee is a Main Street program, Laverne used to be a Main Street program. Going in as a county, they did talk about trying to get Mays County to do it. But if by chance Mays County does not do it, we would be the first county to go into this Main Street type of program for the state. So I just think something like that is also another great PR little moment.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Jeremy? All right, 13, any new business? Okay, hearing none. 14, announcements. I'd just say, remember our next meeting, we will elect new officers for the next calendar year, so just, I guess, be prepared for that, and hopefully some people will want to get some new roles. Any other announcements?
Probably be calling folks to help out with the setting up of tables and chairs. You think if I called Coach Bowen, I could bring some baseball boys to help do that? Or?
I'll tell you what, I will, I think if you did that, and I'll also reach out to my PLC class, because one of their assignments is doing some
Okay.
volunteerism on their own as well, so.
Okay, that would make a big job a lot shorter.
In fact, if you'll email me just some
Okay, yep.
hard dates, I might
Yeah,
just send that out
we'll
to
get
them.
it all figured out.
Maybe I won't give them an option.
Are they practicing this fall? Or
They get a certain number of hours
Okay.
per week, but it's like 8 hours a week.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
How are we gonna do the meal there? Are you gonna seat people, or are you gonna go through a line, or?
I don't know what our caterer, we want to get the pricing for that first. Ideally, I've done banquets in the past where it's a real high volume of people, and then I've done the smaller ones. If serving opportunities there, it's easier to just bring to them for a smaller group.
We could
But-
probably get the FFA kids.
That's what I was wondering,
Yeah.
is a group of kids
Yeah.
to help with that, cleaning the tables.
We'll find out.
That's probably what would be preferred, but the easier is the buffet line.
Yeah,
honestly.
well, that's why I didn't know what your plan was. And-
With COVID, it's kind of been better to bring everything plated to the tables if you've got the capacity to do that. And surely between university and high school kids, I think we could get that pulled together. So.
I think it'd be nice for the 4-H or FFA kids, if nothing else, to bring drinks or refills and things like that.
Do you
Have
have
somebody there.
Do you have a phone number for the 2 ag teachers?
I've got Randy's.
Okay, send that to me and I'll get a hold of him.
Okay.
Okay. Great idea. Anything else?
I could run it by the vice president of the FFA. That'd be my
And that's right.
granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. National Convention, that starts that Wednesday of that same week, so some of them might be out of town.
The what is?
National Convention, if they're going,
Oh, okay.
that's what they're thinking. But I,
Part of softball games too, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's always something, but
Right.
we'll figure it out. The Stuco kids did really well at the Go Bugs of Distinction thing. They were outstanding, actually, so.
Good deal. All right, anything else? Here not, do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second,
Roll call?
Bradford,
Yes.
Decker,
yes.
Eden,
yes.
Hannaford,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
McMurphy.
He's gone.